Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is the Mental Wellness channel with Waihiga. If you're new here, I hope that you stick around and take a listen to what I have to share. Today, I want to talk about how your love is not going to save them. Simply put, your love for the addict, alcoholic, is just not going to save them. I get this question a lot, and today I want to dice it up, chop it up, and get into it. Before I do that, kindly like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Join the mental wellness family. Thank you. I get the question, why wouldn't my loved one realize what they're doing is hurting me? What they're doing is hurting our family. What they are doing is killing our love. And by what they're doing, it's using drugs or drinking. I'm an alcoholic in recovery. I have almost 6 years of sobriety, which is merely by the grace of God. And what I want to say to you family members, to you loved ones of an alcoholic and an addict, is that your love will never ever save them. It doesn't work like that. Alcoholism and addiction is such a powerful disease. You have to understand this. There's a few things that you need to understand first. Addiction is a disease. It's not a moral decision. It's not a choice that we made to become an addict. Nowhere did anyone in kindergarten stand up in front of the class and say on career day, hey teacher, I want to grow up and I want to become an alcoholic. When I grow up, I want to become an addict, and I want to ruin the lives of my family and friends, and I want to steal from everyone I know, and I want to end up homeless on the streets, begging for money so that I can get my next fix. We don't get into drugs and alcohol thinking that we're going to end up being drug addicts and alcoholics. That is not how it works. And by the time we're in, we don't even think that we have a problem. And if we do get to the point where we do believe that we do have a problem, that is the only time that we can get help. The key word there is, or key words there are, we need to realize we need help by ourselves. You can certainly push us to that point by not enabling us. A lot of things that family members of alcoholics and addicts will tell me is, my son was such a loving boy, such a brilliant boy. And then he met this person, and then his drinking got out of control. And whenever he's with this person, I just don't understand him. So it's blaming the other person. In actuality, it's your son who's drinking himself to death. I know those are really harsh words to say, but someone has to say it, and it's the truth. We like to sugarcoat things. Especially when it comes to our loved ones. We've known them for an extended period of time, and because we think we know the person. But when alcohol and drugs come into the picture, trust me, you are not dealing with the same person anymore. You are absolutely not dealing with the same person, with the same character. If you had a brother, a sister, a cousin that you grew up with who's now an addict or an alcoholic, do not hold them to the same moral standards or the same esteem that you once held them to once you were growing up. This person is under complete cravings, the phenomenon of cravings for alcohol. That is incredibly hard. They honestly can't stop it. They can't help themselves. They can't help that they have the cravings. And when the cravings to use come, you have to use. By use, I mean you have to pick up a drink, or you have to pick up your drug of choice or of no choice, because by the end of my drinking career, I was drinking against my will. I really didn't want to drink, but I couldn't help but drink. So please understand the seriousness of the disease of addiction. Try not to personalize it. Really try not to personalize it. Really understand that the person you're dealing with is a sick person, and they are currently in the grips of a craving that is mentally, physically, and spiritually taking hold of them. And until they come to the realization that they have a problem and they want to stop, there is nothing that you can do. What you could do is actually detach with love. Detaching with love means I love you, but I don't have to watch you kill yourself. I love you, but I don't condone this behavior. I love you, but if you are high, you will no longer live in my house. If you are high, you will no longer see the children. If you are drinking, you will no longer have this job. It's holding someone accountable and giving them consequences for their actions, even though they are really sick. Alcoholism and addiction, it comes off looking like behavioral issues, which is really sad because it's compulsive behavior. We are compelled to do certain things when we are craving alcohol or when we are craving the drug that we need to keep going. And it will make us do very bad things. We manipulate our loved ones. We become violent. We berate. There's a lot of verbal abuse. There's a lot of physical abuse. We just become ugly, ugly people. And it actually doesn't stop necessarily when the person becomes sober, because now they're in their rawest form. And if they don't have a program of action and people keeping and holding them accountable, they can easily get out of hand, because alcoholism is a disease and it's progressive and it continues whether you're picking up a drink or not. When you're drinking, it's progressing really fast, obviously. But when you're not drinking, it's still progressing. And alcoholism and addiction normally comes out in our thinking. Our thinking is really messed up. That's why we need a program of action. Because if it's not alcohol, it will be cigarettes. If it's not cigarettes, it will be sex. If it's not sex, it will be toxic relationships. If it's not toxic relationships, it will be an obsession with food. If it's not an obsession with food, it will be adult movies. If it's not that, it will be, the list just goes on and on. It will be sugar. So we have addictive personalities, and we're always trying to fill the space of God with instant gratification because God takes too long. I'll speak for myself. What I've come to realize is that God takes time. And God can be instant, but for someone like me who likes timelines and who likes things chop and done and on time and is a bit controlling and stuff like that, and likes predictability and instant gratification, that's how a person like me becomes an addict. Because I seek things, cheap thrills. I seek things that release dopamine and can get me really boosted up and really energetic. And those things tend to be very addictive. And alcohol worked for me for a very long time. It was my medicine for a very long time until it turned against me and stopped working. So please understand that you can't love an addict to sobriety. You can't love an alcoholic into recovery. Ultimatums are not going to work. Playing the I love you game is not going to work. Please, if you're in a relationship with one of these people and they happen to propose to you, do not get married to these people. Don't get married to an alcoholic or an addict thinking that your love is going to fix them. It won't. It won't. You're going to get yourself into the worst possible mess that you could ever think of. Marrying an alcoholic in recovery or an addict in recovery is a totally different thing. This is someone who is aware of their disease and they're doing something about it. That's completely different. They're taking their daily medicine. They're doing something about their recovery. But someone who clearly has a problem with alcohol or drugs and has somehow convinced you that you are the love of their life and you guys are going to get married and everything's going to be perfect because you complete them and you just make them be a better person. Oh, don't fall for the trap. It will not end well. For the parents, seeing your child go from an amazing, shy, quiet, well-performing child in school to becoming a full-blown addict or alcoholic in front of your eyes is undescribable. I can't imagine. Please know that your child feels shame and guilt every time that they think about you. They do. But also understand that this is a disease. It's not something that they've chosen. It's not like they're having fun. It's torture. Especially towards the end, it is torture. They may think they're having fun in the beginning, but towards the end of their drinking career or their using career, it's torture. By the time you're homeless because of your addiction, your alcoholism, you can't hold down a job, you're shaking in the morning, you don't have friends, you don't have a normal life, that person is not having fun. Trust me, I wasn't having fun. But you must also not enable them. So detach with love. Don't give them money because they will use that money to use. You're literally handing them the poison that they're going to buy if you continue giving them money. If you're going to pay for them to live somewhere, pay it directly to the caregiver. Or don't even pay for it. Ask them, why can't you handle your own bills? Make them think a little bit about why they're in the predicament they're in. Oh, I can't pay my own rent because I dropped out of school, because I was kicked out of school, because I was failing, because I drink too much. Ding, 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 ding. And then that opens a door for conversation. Well, if you think you drink too much, or if you see your drinking led you to even drop out of college, isn't that like a problem? What else will you give up for drinking? To the point you can't even pay your own bills. Just get them thinking. But this video is basically just one of many that I'll share with you, caregivers and loved ones of the alcoholic and addict, to let you know that you can't love an alcoholic or an addict into sobriety. They have to do it for themselves. Kindly like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Join the mental wellness family if you like this video. See you in the next video. Bye.